They say he has the finest voice in India, which can range over 3.5 octaves, and there's no doubt that audiences would stay up the whole night to hear him sing. But where does his passion come from? And more importantly, what is he like? That's what I hope to reveal as I introduce you today to the one and only Sangeet Martand, Pandit Jasraj. Welcome to the program, Panditji.
Jai Ho, Karan Thapar. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, there's a wonderful story. They say that you learned to sing sitting on your father's stomach.
There you are. Absolutely right. After lunch, he used to call me, and he used to start to learn, teach me. And there was one sargam. That's a wonderful story. Ustad Abdul Karim Khan Sahab. I used to sing, and he always smiling, and there was something wrong. So, how I was used to sing, I'll tell you. Sa ni ra sa, sa ni ra ba ga ra ni ra sa re ga, sa ba ga re ga sa re ga sa re ba ga ga wa ba ra ga pa ra ga re ga ga re ra ni ra ba re ga ni ra ba ra ba ma ga re ra ba te ga. And apart from that, he used to teach me some songs. One I remember, because I was hardly 4 years old, that's why I remember one song. Hey, Baki Tire Chi Nazariya Lagaye Gayo Re Baki Tire Chi Nazariya.
You were very close to your father, were you?
My destiny was not that. I wish it would have.
He died sadly when you were very, very young.
Age of 4. Actually, I don't remember his face. I remember vaguely his voice. Can you believe?
And you can carry that voice still in your memory with you.
I told you vaguely.
They say that he died on the day the Nizam of Hyderabad was going to honor him.
You're right. And after that, now I can say that my family become, very, very, you can say that we were nowhere.
You were left in a very poor condition.
Yes.
Money was a real problem.
Money was the real problem.
The amazing thing is that although your father began teaching you when you were 4, your real love of music began when you were 6, when you heard Begum Akhtar for the first time and fell in love with her.
There you are. When I all set to go to my school, and there was one small restaurant in Hyderabad. I'm talking in Hyderabad. When I used to go to school, there was one small restaurant, and there was one record of Begum Akhtar. Hey, Deewana banana hai tu, Deewana bana de, ha Deewana. Now I come to know what was philosophy that, and I hardly 5-6-year-old boy, but it touched my heart.
You fell in love not with the words but with her voice.
You're right.
So in a sense, it's Begum Akhtar that created your love of music.
You can say, but I'm very fortunately I born in musician family.
But
I'm in 4th generation.
But alongside your father, she's another guru in a sense, although only from the records.
No, I used to call her Ammi. I used to call her Ammi.
Tell me about this little tea shop where you would stop every day. Did it mean that you never went to school?
You're right. Begum Akhtar snatched my studies. You can say like that.
Now, as you said, after your father died, the family went through very difficult times. This is when you began playing the tabla, I'm told.
I started tabla playing unknowingly, but it happened like that. It supported my family through my tabla.
Would you accompany your brothers when they would sing?
My guru, I accompanied my guru, my uncle. My guru was Pandit Maniramji, my uncle was Pandit Jyotiramji, and my another brother is a father of Jatim Lalit.
The musicians?
Yes, Pandit Pratap Nayan. I used to accompany all the 3 persons.
Were you good? Were you a good tabla player?
You can say that at that time I was the best.
The best?
Yeah. I want to tell you, with touching my ear, because I'm giving the respect of that great master. Ustad Nizamuddin Khan's father, Azim Khan Sahab, when he heard my tabla, he said, today I am not going to play because the boys play so beautifully. Today is not my day.
How old were you at the time?
I was 11 years.
And did you enjoy playing the tabla as well?
Naturally, I was in love with tabla. I still am in love with tabla.
But then tell me, Panditji, how is it that someone who was so good and someone who enjoyed the tabla so much stopped playing the tabla?
That is a, incident. There was one starting incident. We were used to go to Lahore, and it happened that Pandit Jasraj, he had a radio program. So he knocked our door. We used to stay in a Saraswati Music College in Lahore, Nisbat Road. So he knocked the door, and my Guruji opened. He said, Chacha, aap yahan pe hai? So he said, I want to be here with you. Okay. We had lunch, and after lunch he said, can I take Jasraj with me? Can I take Jasraj with me? My Guruji said, yeah, of course you take. Then he has another program in radio, so he sang Rag Bhim Plus, and I show you how he was singing. Kagawa bole muri atari ira saguna deta piya avan ko kagawa bole. This is bole, this is Dhaivat. Many people don't know how to use it. The next day, there was another artist named Pandit Amarnath Chawla. He was a disciple of Ustad Amir Khan Sahab. Came to my Guruji and simply he said, Guruji, we look towards Kumar Gandharv. If he sings wrong things, then how can we think about a real music? Brother, why? He was using Dhaivat. I said no. He was absolutely fine. His artistry, how he was using his Dhaivat without touching or without taking liberty of that rag. He said, stop. You are a tabla player, that means you are playing dead skin. You don't know rag.
He stopped you from talking?
Ha. And that gave me a very pain inside. But somehow I tolerated it. And the next day there was program, my Guruji, it was a Janmashtami program. And I asked my Guruji, can I go and see what kind of arrangement they made it? He said, you go. And what I saw, there was no tabla and harmonium place. There was parapet in there.
So the singer was at one level and the tabla player was right at the bottom.
Ha. There you are. So I asked, why not your tabla player should be here with a artist? Yes, oh, tabla wale de majal hai jada ragi de naal hai. How he dared to sit with main artist?
There was no respect for tabla players.
Sort of.
That hurt you very deeply.
And whole night I cried, and next day my Guruji asked me, now I will teach you. Malika, you take it easily and think twice then. He said no. Now the time has come.
How old were you at this time?
14.
So at the age of 14, this incident, these two incidents had hurt you so deeply you gave up playing the tabla forever.
Yeah, right.
But if this hadn't happened, would you have continued as a tabla player?
Certainly, because I still love my tabla. I'm telling you the truth, I love my tabla. I can play 5 minutes.
But then tell me, if you had continued, we would never have known the beautiful golden voice that we today love. Is this luck or is this fate?
is fate. Or not the same thing, I think. And I feel God is choosing me for, I should sing. Once I had a dream, and I saw Lord Krishna. He's just a small boy, but he was sitting was like an emperor. And many artists and many on those days, including Lord Mountbatten and my spiritual guru Maharaja Jaivan Singh Ji.
They were all in the dream.
All in the dream. They're sitting just with full of respect. And suddenly the Lord Krishna asked me and told me, not asked me, told me, Jasraj, whatever you sing, it goes to me as early as possible. Earliest. But puja, path, this is for them. Don't do, because I used to sit and mantra jap for 3 hours and 2 hours like that. So I got a dream, and he warned me rather, sing.
So in other words, Krishnji himself, the God, gave you a message. He wanted you to sing.
And whatever I saw, Krishnji, just like he didn't have the clothes, just like that. And the same picture I saw 1994 at Singapore. And his name was Mr. Padma, and I asked how many years old? They said 200 years we have this painting.
And that was the same image that you had seen in your dream?
Can you believe?
Are you conscious of God singing through you? When you sing, are you aware that God may be the one singing?
Now, I want to explain you something. Sometimes I feel myself, oh, what great, I have had a program today. And people say, Panditji, what happened to you? And sometimes I disappoint myself inside. And people say, wow, Panditji. Then what I don't know what is the answer. You tell me.
Do you think God sometimes plays little tricks with you?
Every time, not sometimes.
Do you have a very playful, happy relationship with God?
You are right. Whenever I think something about God, He is there.
He's with you always?
Yes. Other day, I was thinking about Rath Yatra. I happened to be in Calcutta so many years, so I was thinking about, I have never been there. And there was invitation from that Calcutta ISKCON that please come and make unaware of the Lord's idol. And I did.
And this, in a sense, was God doing it again?
I thought, and he said, no, you think, and I'll be there.
You think God did it?
No, whoever, who else?
You once, when you were in your teens...
I'm telling you that. Without God's permission, how can you be here? Tell me.
You think this interview is designed by God?
Naturally. I did it.
Once when you were in your teens, Panditji...
Listen, I'm 73. We never met before. The destiny is this. Today is the day.
I get the feeling that God is not just the God of music. God is like a friend for you.
Without telling you, how can you understand that I have a friendship and I have very beautiful tuning with him.
When you were in your teens, you visited Calcutta and you went to the Kali temple and you made a vow to the goddess there.
And I have told you, I was mad after singing. So I thought, if I am not able to sing, I won't cut my hair.
And how many years?
4 years.
For 4 years you didn't cut your hair?
And then give me Mataji. I'm a devotee of Krishna and Kali. My spiritual guru told me that Kali and Krishna is the same. And I feel, and I say, perfect, true. So I talked to Kali ji and said, "Nahin, if you don't make me a musician, a singer, I won't cut my hair."
And for 4 years?
After 4 years, I was in status, mind of that I'm a little bit I can sing. Then
So now, when you sing, both Krishnji and Kali are with you always. They are, in a sense, your own special gods, and your music is your worship.
You're right. I can't distinguish between music and God and Kali and Krishna. The same. Music is Kali, music is Krishna, music is God.
Panditji, let's take a break. I want to come back in part 2 and talk about the incredible performances that God has actually made you give us. Because some of them are said to have had miraculous results. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. My guest is the incredible Pandit Jasraj. Panditji, it's exactly 50 years to the year since you began singing professionally in public. And I believe it all began with a magical performance in front of King Tribhuvan.
You are right. You are right. How come you know that?
And I believe he actually showed his appreciation with an amazing gift.
He announced at that time, it was my first program, stage first, my life's first program, 28 June 1952. And after listening me, Galabhujang Bhasma Anga Shankara Anuragi Sataguru Charanaravind Seva Samadhila Lagi. He announced 5,000 more.
5,000
more.
Were you surprised?
I don't know how come I hear. At that day I could have been gone.
Now, they say that when Pandit Jasraj sings, miracles can happen. There's a story that on the 8th of May 1998, you were singing Rag Dulya Malhar at N.K. Singh's house.
Yeah.
And it started to rain.
First I announced that this is the first Malhar among the Malhars. And when person sings, it can be sometimes rain in very long, or sometimes you get only the smell of, dust. It's a rainy smell. And sometimes. And that day it happened.
That day it really rained.
Happened.
To whom do you attribute this power of music? Is it the music or is it God? Is it the God who came in your dream?
Listen, for me, music and God is the same thing. I don't distinguish between God and music.
So this voice is a gift of God?
Naturally.
You know, Panditji, they say that you have an incredible voice that can sing through 3.5 octaves at one go.
Mm-hmm.
Is that difficult, or is it for you something that just comes naturally?
Yeah, it's difficult. After so many years, then it comes. Usually we use Indian classical music, 3 octaves. And Western musicians, they for the same purpose, they use 3 separate persons. One is like sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa.
Amazing. Amazing. And you did it stone cold without any practice.
That I have practiced many years, but now you can say that without warming up your voice.
How do you protect your voice?
You have to ask my daughter. She will explain you.
She protects it for you?
She protects me.
There's a lovely story that somewhere in the 1950s, a lady you met, a Mrs. Som Tiwari, made you take a vow.
She is my, I call her Amma. Amma means mother. And she is disciple of my Guruji. And she taught me many things. One day something happened, forget that. But she, the same next day, she asked me to give me some promise, 3 promises. I said, what? You don't drink tea at the age of 30. You don't smoke age of 40. You don't drink alcohol age of 50.
And did you keep the promise?
Because of, I have promised her, so I have not taken.
You don't drink tea even?
Even I have not touched any dinner. I drink coffee.
But not tea.
Not tea.
Now, I'm told that one of the things you've just recently completed is a recording of 50 songs, each of which has been composed by you. Is this?
You are right. You are right. Yes, I completed that. I told you, my daughter Durga, she is protecting me in every way. Now the recording has been finished on the, say about what date was it?
A few days ago.
No. 2 days ago.
Just 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
And when does the album come out?
I believe in 30th December, because this program will take place in December, so all in India. The name was beautiful. I have to tell you, the golden year and golden voice.
Are you happy with the recording?
Certainly.
Do you think audiences will like the music? Because this time it's not just Pandit singing, it's Pandit composing.
No. I composed and I sang many times in front of a public, the same songs, without knowing, without telling them. But now they came to know. They will come to know that he's composed by...
You know, this is something that your fans are going to be waiting for. Give them a hint of your favorite song. We only have 30 seconds left. Sing your favorite for us.
Hey, ajab teri duniya malik ko jaane ko na jaane jo jaane vaakho na jaane jo ye duniya ka rang nyara ko mad matwara jo jaane ke magan hue jaane so to hai pehchana malik ajab teri duniya.
Panditji, you have a voice that could make people dream. Thank you for a wonderful
I am really enjoyed thoroughly with being with you.
honor for me, sir.
Thank you. Jai Ho. Jai Ho.